It's your boy Vance Michel reporting on God, repping comedy gang, yo. Back with a fresh new edition of the Funny Papers with Vance Michel, B. I had to find this shit out in the streets right now to fight a bum to get these papers off of him, son. I was like, what the fuck is you doing with the funny papers in your hand, son? What are these papers in your hand? I took them out and then I was like, oh shit, you got some important information in the streets in your hands that I gotta report to motherfuckers that want to know about the latest in comedy news. So I got it for you, baby. Your boy Vance Michel here on God, here to report live to tell you what's up in the comedy news recently. Now, yo, the homie comedian Mike Ward wins his case over Jeremy Gabriel finally. I think this motherfucker was fighting for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. He was fighting for a lot of time and he put in a lot of money. This motherfucker was he put in a lot of money. Shout out to Waleed, who was his lawyer on this, representing for the Just for Laugh committee and all of that. So yo, Mike Ward got up out that the Canadian Supreme Court or Quebec Supreme Court ruled in his favor and decided that his jokes wasn't discriminatory against Jeremy Gabriel, the musician Jeremy Gabriel, who has like he has a disabled or he's something disabled. Something with him is disabled. But like right now, you know, the boy's he was fighting for his life and he was getting ridiculed left and right because of Mike Ward's jokes. So he decided to take Mike Ward to court on that. But recently the Supreme, and guess what? He actually won the first case, but then Mike Ward was like, nah, I ain't gonna pay. He was fighting for the freedom of his speech. Now he took that shit to the Supreme Court, and guess what? He won. So shout out to Mike Ward for paying that bill. You know what I mean? Now, moving on with comedy news, I gotta talk about the GOAT, Dave Chappelle. Because recently he came out with a comedy special called The Closer, and that shit, you know, it had a lot of backlash. A lot of people were saying a lot of things, saying that his transgender jokes were really offensive and that he should be canceled and things like that. They're saying that a lot of the media, but you know what? It's really a scam. It's really a scam, actually. Dave Chappelle is not really getting canceled. It's just a scam to keep him relevant because he felt like he doesn't have y'all ears no more. So you just got to keep saying these things just to keep y'all ears around. But Dave Chappelle, man, on the rail from your homie Vance Michel, man, you ain't got to do that, yo. Just keep being real. You ain't got to lie just to kick it. You know, just like Kendrick Lamar would say. You know, Dave Chappelle is always in the news. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to stop talking about Dave Chappelle. Let me talk about Jay-Z, who was just inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame recently on October 30th, 2021. Why am I mentioning Jay-Z in the Funny Papers? He's a musician. Is it because I look like Jay-Z? Or I think I look like Jay-Z? No, because he was inducted by Dave Chappelle, B. Dave Chappelle actually inducted Jay-Z in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Jay-Z also got a Netflix film called The Harder They Fall. I suggest you should check that out too. That's my homie Jay-Z. It's not comedy, but just check that out. That's the homie Jay-Z, Brooklyn. Speaking of Brooklyn, though, comedy, Brooklyn, Chris Rock is a Brooklyn native, but he feel really mad at Kyrie Irving right now, son. He ain't fucking with Kyrie Irving because he on the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? You know how Chris Rock get down with his basketball. He love basketball. So then Kyrie, he's on this shit like he's not taking the vaccination. And Kyrie right now stands for being anti-vax. So Chris Rock actually says, hey, where all my anti-vaxxers at? Kyrie, you dumb motherfucker. Trust me, you don't want this, okay? Meaning like he don't want to get COVID because it's a bad thing again. It's not like the cold. Your ass, it could take your ass out. Anyway, he says, trust me, you don't want to get it. You got to get vaccinated. Get this vaccination. That's what he's saying, son. So yeah, man. I mean, just stay beef. You know how Brooklyn motherfuckers do. Anyway, yo, check it, B. Let me move on to the gossip sheets. Yeah, I just got a little guy. You know, why are we talking about God? Because Pete Davidson is actually hitting the streets. Matter of fact, maybe hitting the sheets. with Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that Armenian with the fat ass that has Armenian sisters with fat asses too. Now listen what I'm saying. Pete Davidson has been spotted at a roller coaster in LA, okay, and spotting holding hands with Kim Kardashian. Now they saying that, you know, because Kim Kardashian and them two, they know Travis Barker, Machine Gun Kelly, you know, they in that little clique right there that kind of look weird and shit. Like, I don't know, to me they look like they all on some type of, like, they all need to eat more food in their life. I don't know, something, I don't know. It looks like if you put the light on that, like if they go into daylight, then they'll just burst into flames. Anyway, yo, these, because they're in the same group, that's the only reason why they might be holding hands. That's what the motherfuckers denying and shit like that. But you know what? Shout out to Pete Davidson though, because he got the balls enough to pick up the tab that Kanye West left. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pete Davidson holding it down for New York. Speaking of New York Comedy Festival kicks off in New York. I think probably I think November 4th, November 5th, son. And check out the New York Comedy Festival website on that. I'm gonna leave a link down there, but this shit looks lit because this shit features beasts, like comedy beasts. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers that really do stand-up comedy, man. Like Bill Mahal, Gary Goldman, Mark Maron, Colin Quinn, Michael Rappaport, and Ver Das, and more, man. And speaking of other more comedians, check out Comedians You Should Know and Will Know in the Future. There's an article about this in Vulture magazine, so I'll leave a link under this video if you want to check that out. Now, more into entertainment news, yo, because you know motherfuckers would still want to watch comedy. They love that content. So here's two things I think you should check out, yo. I seen this trailer. This shit looks really interesting, yo, and it looks like by my man Bill Burr, because Bill Burr releases a secret project on Roku called The Immoral Compass. Now this shit looks pretty fucking lit. Matter of fact, yo, hold up, that's the thing. That's why I was like, yo, this bum got crazy information. I was like, yo, so it's a dark comedy series, but it explores a difficult man in his garage. You know what I'm saying? That's what the description kind of say. But then I saw the trailer. The shit had Vince Vaughn, Bobby Lee in it, and it looks like Bill Burr is in it, and this girl named Lori Petty and Nick Swardson. They're all in this project called The Immoral Compass. Yo, this shit looks lit, and it looked funny to me. I seen Vince Vaughn and Bill Burr in some shit. I don't want to say too much, but look that up. And plus, yo, also look on FX. My people's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is coming back for its record-breaking 15th season, and it's gonna feature this year. It's gonna explore on topics like the pandemic, the cancel culture. They're gonna reflect on their origins and reconcile with their identities, while the whole crew goes to Ireland. So I can't wait to see this. So if you're looking for something new on TV, something fresh and new on TV, I recommend you guys check out Bill Burr's Immoral Compass, and look for the new season for Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now check this. I haven't said this in a long time because there hasn't been any stand-up comedy shows in Montreal. But yo, check it, man. It's time to bring back my top 5. Now here's what my top 5 for this week. For, you know, by the time you drop this episode, this is my top 5 at the time. You know what I mean? Right now, I suggest you follow Tom Sin. You know what I'm saying? He's a funny, silly guy, pretty hilarious on the stage. So follow Tom Sin, you know what I'm saying? On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, you know, and follow Randy J Dreams. I like this guy, man. You know, this guy's raw, and he's like, he bears his soul a little bit on stage. And you know what? He's not afraid to put his balls on stage. Like, that's what I get when I also check out my homegirl Victoria Blair, the other V, please see her Victoria. It's her Instagram is at Victoria for Days, but I've seen her perform recently and right now and host her show Funny Juice. It's her and Thompson's show and Abby Stonehouse. So check out the Funny Juice open mic. Make sure you check out. Search your Facebook flyers for that. Search your Instagram for that. And yeah, but Victoria Blair, she's raw. I feel like she's dedicated, to the art that is comedy. That's all I can say for Victoria for Days. That's her Instagram. Her name is Victoria Blair. Check out her Facebook, but she is number 3 on my top 5. Well, it's not in order, but that's the third person I mentioned. Number 4 is John St. Goddard. This guy, he's a well-seasoned comic. He knows how to really control the room. What the thing with John St. Goddard is, he really knows how to make the room come to, bring it to him, because a lot of people will get distracted by how the room's attitude is, or they'll feel attacked by the room. But the thing is, I never seen that thing. I never seen a room phase John St. Goddard. Matter of fact, when he comes in the room, the motherfucking room, he knows how to command the goddamn room. So shout out to John St. Goddard on being on the top 5 this week. And you know what? It was kind of hard for me to round out the next the top 5. Matter of fact, I was like, should I put myself in the top 5? But nah, come on. That'll be wrong. So you know who I'm gonna put in? I'm just gonna leave there, the top 5. Fuck that, right? We're coming back. I get to do what I want. That's what this show is about. Anyway, you know what? I want to. You know what? I want to put Zach Kick. That's it. Zach Kick. He's actually growing. I've seen this guy grow since he came in the game, and you know what? I'm liking the new. He's always showing me new things that he can do. Yeah, this guy's amazing. So, guys, follow Zach Kick and make sure you guys check out the comedy soiree at Mariposa. I think it's going down November 17th, or just look it up. Look it up. Follow Zach Kick on Instagram, and I'm sure he's going to give you more details on the comedy soiree at Mariposa. And follow those Thompson and Victoria so you can get more details on the Funny Juice open mic. Speaking of open mics, you know who got an open mic? I got an open mic, man. It's called the world's smallest open mic, and I host that shit every Monday at Hurley's with Walter J. Ling. So come check us out, Hurley's Irish Pub, every Mondays. The show starts at 8 p.m. All right, and we on Crescent Street. I'm gonna leave a link in the description so your ass could come see me perform some stand-up comedy. Feel me? And guess what? I'll be cooking too sometimes on YouTube, on Late Night Sesh. The show called Late Night Sesh with Reese Turner, and it's on YouTube. It's live. Sometimes on your Facebook. You gotta follow. You gotta be in a Facebook private group to see it live. But you know what? You can always catch it on YouTube. That's right, the Late Night Sesh with Reese Turner. Make sure you catch it on YouTube weekly, featuring me, my boy Chris Bandito, Reese Turner, Walter J. Ling, and various guests. We have other cooks on. There's mad people on the sesh. I think we just had a makeup artist yesterday. The Calendar Girls. We have zookeepers, bong makers, everything cannabis related and fun. I'm telling you, man, this shit is worth to check out if you into the. You know what I'm saying? So before I go, man, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this podcast. And if you want more podcasts by your boy right now, check out the Rapid Flames podcast by me and Peter Bowen. It's on your Spotify, iTunes, and Google. We on our comedy shit. And we also interview other comedians from Montreal. We also are about to get into other things too, because it's time to get into other things, right? That's all I gotta say that's all I got to report, you know what I mean? But before I go, I just want to say, man, as a comedian, you're probably thinking, man, I got a bad premise. I don't know if I want to spit this premise on stage. But let me tell you, man, there's never such thing as a bad premise, but just wrong execution, man. Hey, yo, that's a wrap, man. I'm done reporting on God. For the funny papers, I'm Vance Michel, repping comedy gang. Hey.